normally end with a unity clap. I feel like we need to start with a unity clap today, so let's do that. So, my name's Carl.
My name is Marissa.
We are your co-facilitators for today.
I'll be doing stack, so just jump like right in front of me.
So if you want to put your hand up for stack to speak, raise your hand, keep your hand up until Marissa comes by and writes your name down. So, for stack, yeah. Cool. So, today we're going to start out just slightly differently, so bear with me. First of all, it was just brought to my attention to bring up something really important, and that is to remind all of us why we are here and remind us where we are in history. We might think with our kind of linear minds that this is just a really chaotic time and that we're never going to get out of it, but that is definitely not true. What is happening right now is a change, is an evolution of our movement, and we are moving to a different stage of our movement, and that's a very good thing. So it's about staying, up here, being level-headed and understanding where we are. We're not losing, we're not breaking apart. We're changing our tactics, we're changing our direction. It's a good thing. So the other way I wanted to start out a little differently was just to take a second and this hopefully bring us together by going around. I know there's a lot of people going around and just saying one word really quick as to why you're here or why you think this movement exists. Can we do that really quick? I know there's a lot of us. But I want to hear from everybody, and we don't always get to hear from everybody. So, can we do that really quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just start right here. Sean, you're going first. Sorry, buddy.
We're going to fix what's broken. Fix!
Justice!
Future. Distribute well.
Economic equality.
Safety!
Imaginal cells.
Come together!
I don't know what we're saying, but I love you all.
Peace.
Spirit.
Horizontal. Democracy. Liberty.
It is time.
Rights.
Survival.
Right to speech.
Free speech.
Justice for all.
Love.
Curiosity. Common sense.
Humanity.
Humanity.
Evolution. Change.
Love.
Bill of Rights.
Everything.
Community.
Time to thrive. People. Compassion.
Shelter. Expression.
Justice. Coexisting.
Unity.
Our future.
Unity, justice.
The future.
I made the river flow again.
Family.
Spiritual change.
Change. Cambio.
Human rights.
Horizontal.
Liberation. Some folks back there.
Solution.
Security. Yeah.
Beauty.
Passion.
Beauty.
Revolution.
Awesome. All right. You know what no one said there was money. First item on the agenda is, I think, an announcement about a legal workshop coming up. So who put that on the agenda? It's not an announcement.
We're doing it.
Okay, well then, whatever it is, this is Tanya, folks. Let's give Tanya a round of applause.
Actually, the person you need to give a round of applause is Steve Fabian, because he's the actual defense attorney. We came here about a week ago because it looked like the ship was going to come down, but instead we got permits. And so everybody went to celebrate instead of talk about what do you do if the cops move in. Well, I think now we're down to that. So we're going to do a really quick rundown of things you should know if you're going to risk arrest or if you're in the middle of being arrested, whether you want it to be or not.
Louder, please.
Okay, and then we'll be available for a while after this presentation to answer questions.
Well, thank you. My name is Steve Fabian. I'm a member of the local chapter of the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU.
Can everyone hear?
No.
Tighten up the circle.
Come in closer.
Yeah, we could.
Move
Yeah.
that way.
Move down a little bit even.
Believe me, the police can hear just fine.
Yeah, okay. So I brought a couple things with me.
Well,
Make sure to
still-
retain a circle.
We still need to have the
too.
circle. Sorry,
Circle.
just as tight as possible.
Tight. Right next to
I brought a
people.
couple pieces of things
Intimate.
to pass out. One is called "What Can the Police Charge Protesters With?" And what I've done here is put together a list of major charges that most protesters or demonstrators can be charged with, as well as what the bail is for each one of those offenses if you get arrested for it. What should I expect if I'm arrested, and a little quick know your rights, and that's to be passed out if we can do that, if someone could do that, as well as a nice booklet called "Your Rights in the Police," and it'd do you well to read those.
Hell yeah! Take back our country. It's ours.
Wow. Ward back, was you Carolyn?
Trying to be a legal observer, so I'm going to be protecting those who want to stick with the principles. So I'm going to be watching very closely that everything goes peacefully.
Well, that's actually why I came down here today, just to watch and see if anything was going to happen that would happen peacefully.
We've had a lot of training. We're following Gandhi's Satyagraha principles. We're following Cynthia Boaz's 8 points of peace. We're doing the best we can to be peaceful and de-escalate the situation, and just be careful.
Good.
So
That's awesome. You guys have done a wonderful job so far. And
thank you.
You know, you have a lot of support out in the community. People that don't say anything or do anything, but you do. And I think it's really important that, and I've told people on the city council and in city leadership, I think it's really important to continue working with the movement, because there is a lot of support, and nothing's perfect, and there's always 2 steps forward and 1 step backward. So for them not to give up, and for you not to give up too, I think it's really important. And this is a different community. This is Sonoma County.
It really is. And I'm proud of where I live. And you're only strong as your weakest, not your weakest, but your most disfortunate. And I think it's very interesting that a lot of the homeless actually now have permits. They're now actually taken care of for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's amazing. If nothing
Funny
else,
how
it's
it
about
worked out.
irony. Huge.
Funny how it worked out.
Yeah, that's huge.
So I hope that they get more care, because I have heard that there isn't enough care for them.
No, there's not.
And they're the casualties.
Mental health services have been shut down.
Yeah.
And that's what most of them need, is mental health services, a place to live, food to eat, and sometimes alcohol and drug treatment. The first to tell you, that's been one of the things that the state has cut.
I hope we get it back. We've been backsliding, and I hope to gain more traction and get more care for both.
And then every Friday.
And for everybody.
Yeah.
I have not, made myself known at all, and I won't. I'm just here to help and support, and if you need witnesses, to be a witness. So, anything you need, call me. My office is over there.
Oh, really?
This is Tom Roth, my chief of staff. But I figure you guys are the leaders, so.
I'm honored. Thank you.
You look. I'm sorry. You look familiar. You're in. You've got an official position, right?
Yeah, I'm the state senator.
Are you Noreen?
I'm Noreen. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You look a little
mind if
different
I
from
get-
your photo. Right?
Well, if you look at the ones in the Press Democrat, they don't usually use the best photos. So.
Do you have a card, Maureen?
You know what? I can see if I do.
Oh, how exciting.
But Tom is
I will be
in the office all the time.
Yeah, let me know. Things. Give me a call tomorrow. If
Yeah, if
you're out of
anything
jail.
goes down.
Or
I'm not.
not in jail.
Yeah, I'm going to be supporting those, who have decided to, kind of take one for the team, I guess, is how they put it.
Yeah.
I'm going to support them and gather information on their behalf. And tomorrow's where we start again, and we don't get encumbered with, things that we should be marketing for future events.
Right.
And that's
Right.
what we're going to concentrate on
Right.
at this point. So, we'll keep you posted.
Good.
you.
You guys have started something big, and you've started a dialogue that needs to happen. That's huge. It's huge.
Thank you.
And I think, ultimately things will turn around, but it's going to take a lot of time and a lot of commitment.
That's for sure. And I'm up for it. Bring it on.
I know you are.
Bring it on.
You guys are great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're here to help you and protect and do whatever we can do, but you're the ones moving forward.
Actually, we're thinking about, there's been rumbling about a cooperative or something like that, so we can kind of legitimize a place for ourselves in the community, so we don't have to have these struggles with people who would rather, work on the issues that they have to face. I mean, they're facing cuts everywhere, and they have work to do.
Sure.
So rather than encumber them with, added costs, we're going to try to do something where we can all come together in a spot that's legitimate, so that we can actually legally occupy a space and focus on things. So that's kind of where I think we're headed, but nothing's official yet. I don't want to say that on behalf of OSR. I'm just hearing rumblings about it, and we're tossing around ideas and being creative.
That would be great,
wouldn't it?
It would be, yeah. Because really, the struggle isn't with the city and the city workers. It's much more global than that. Yeah.
And the struggle isn't even with the officers. They're facing their own stuff.
They're part of the 99%.
Exactly. So it's really, we're in a tough spot. They're in a tough spot, and I'd rather us not be divided. I'd rather work together with them. So, it was unfortunate how it played out.
Yeah.
I mean, really. It was, it would have been nice to see the pictures in our heads match. And I know we all worked very hard. And it would be nice to figure out a way where we can all work together again.
I agree.
Keep the dialogue open.
In those challenges is usually when we find our opportunities too. If everything goes smoothly, not much growth takes place on any side. So
I've never done this before. So
yeah, I know.
Major learning curve.
I was saying to somebody earlier, I think people kind of make this up as they go along.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm twinkling.
Well, so far so good, and hoping that everything goes smoothly in the next few days, and good luck on everything. You're doing great.
So much. Oh my gosh! Wow, what an honor! Thank you so much.
You're doing good.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
There was something thrown in at the very last minute that was violating our rights. They were taking pictures of our faces. Not mine, I didn't apply for a permit, but they were going to take pictures of our faces, have our addresses on there, and have those put on our tents. That's a violation of our rights. I'm not going to put my kids in danger by a person who has an animosity toward the movement, who says, oh my God, it's risky. It was a risk, and it wasn't an act of rebellion what the General Assembly did. It was an act of, wait a minute, our rights are being infringed upon. That was one thing. Another thing was the last permit was, the First Amendment right. You say, if you sign the agreement, it's saying that you're waiving your First Amendment right. Like, there's something about the First Amendment right that is actually literally put in there.
I'll give you a new phone. I'll give you a brand new
And that was a violation of our right. I'm not going to sign away my First Amendment right. Not going to do it.
Occupy. Hey, Mr. Policeman, please don't come with me. All I'm trying to do is start a revolution so we can be free.
Thank you, thank you.
God bless you, brother.
Tell me if anybody's gonna run. I don't care how they ask for a camping permit.
Eviction notices on every tent, right? And it says the notice supersedes all previous notices. So then what kind of contract can you have with the city if they just post stuff like this?
Read that for me, man? Give us a little...
Notice of violations and demand to cease violations. This notice supersedes all previous notices. So they're pretty much reneging on everything they've ever done. right? It is an eviction notice.
Eviction notice.
My name is Dory Herman. I've been a part of Occupy Santa Rosa intermittently for about a month now. When Occupy Wall Street first broke out, I was, handing out flyers at the junior college because I got a bit excited, and my excitement for the movements ebbed and flowed. And a week ago, I went to the city council meeting, and I got excited because I saw a lot of people speaking, and I was like, oh wow, there's some really conscientious, well-spoken people here, and they are well-intended, and I got inspired by the people of the movement because I wanted to see what the council was going to do, and I even got inspired by them for a minute there. And so I decided that I can't be here 7 days a week, but I want to be here as much as I could. So I decided I'd set up a tent and I'd be here 2 days a week, and I'd alternate with friends, and other friends would sleep in the tent while I wasn't there, and we'd just kind of alternate. We'd have cooperative, and we'd be here as much as we could. We'd find out when the meetings were. We'd find out any civil disobedience that was going to be going on. Classes, because this is an educational camp, or the hope of it was. And so I was doing that for a while, and this morning I came here. The city council has basically given such stringent regulations to the permit process for in front of City Hall that we can't really meet them. Definitely not in time, at least. Although we came to consensus between the council members and Occupy as to what the nature of the permits was going to be, they completely changed it when they gave it to us and gave us 24 hours to answer it. So although I think individually the city council members, or at least a few of them, are pretty really into the change that Occupy is trying to represent as a governing body, they basically screwed us. And so what's happening tonight is that many of the people here have already taken down their tents, and they're staying just to see what happens, be a presence, make sure nothing gets out of hand. And then there's a few people here who do have permits, but very few of them, and a lot of them were people who were homeless or mentally ill, or etc. And so within this particular Occupy, it's really become divided, even into a geographic sense, of people who were homeless or mentally ill or who were doing drugs. There was a meth problem and an alcohol problem on the back lawn, and then people who were a little bit more towards the activism and really here for the trying to make Occupy happen in an intellectual capacity were up here, and I felt like both parties were necessary. And one of the beautiful things that's been going on in the Santa Rosa Occupy, and as part of many of the Occupies, is although the homeless and the mentally ill and the drug addicted have been a part of it, and they've been a problem, a consensus-based thing. We've got a lot of people breaking laws. It's giving cops an excuse to do whatever they want. There have been a problem in a sense, but these are the people who are being screwed by the fact that there aren't any social services. Many of them need medication. They need places that they can. They need mental health workers. They need places that they can sleep at night, and they need warm food. So many of them came here for food, and many of them knew that they could set up their tent, and they were all for it. And in a sense, that these are the people who are on the bad side of society, and we need them here because they show part of the biggest problems in society. Also, though, the people of Occupy are not qualified to deal with them. There's one psychologist on hand here, and I've always thought I was an empathic character, and like I could deal, I could help deal with people when I've dealt with people having bad psychedelic experiences before, and they're a lot like people who are paranoid schizophrenics, I tell you what. And so in some senses, everybody here is qualified if they can empathize just a little bit with somebody's pain. But truly, the people that came here were much more than the vague organization of Occupy could handle. So, having a lot of problems with that. And
we normally end with a unity clap. I feel like we need to start with a unity clap today, so let's do that.